Here, it's fixed. I think you should be able to make copies now.
Thank you, Mayama-san.
My name is Satoshi Mayama. I'm a 20-year-old salesperson working at Hakamada Foods. And she is Chiharu Yoshimura, who recently joined the company through a mid-career hire. I heard she graduated from a university and worked at some restaurant for a while.
I'm sorry to trouble you when you're so busy.
Not at all. If you ever have any trouble, don't hesitate to ask.
Wow, you're not just good at your job, but you can fix things like this too. You're amazing, man.
You're exaggerating, but I'm glad it's fixed.
Ridiculous. This is no big deal. You all got back to work.
Just as I was getting embarrassed by the praise, he butted in. Junya Hakamada, the president's son and my colleague in sales. He's always at the top of the sales rankings, but he has a bad habit of looking down on the other employees.
Mayama, stop trying to show off in front of women and follow my example. Get out there and make some sales, you slacker.
Come on, there's no need to say that. I'm doing my job properly.
Huh? If you've got complaints, why don't you try beating my sales number first? Seriously, how does a guy like you get praised?
Well, Hakamada always seems to have a strong rivalry with me. He said his piece and then left.
What was that about? Just because he's the president's son, he doesn't have to be that harsh.
Haha, well, it's true he's got better sales numbers. I've got to try harder.
I'm sorry, Mayama-san. It's because I broke the copier that you had to go through that.
Oh no, it's not your fault, Yoshimura-san. And you know, Hakamada, he wasn't always like this. When we first started, in our first year, the company's policy had us doing a 3-month training stint at a group company's izakaya. Hakamada and I were assigned to the same place, and at first, I was careful around him since he's the president's son.
Hey, Mayama, take all this food to the customers, right now.
Wait, Hakamada, stop just ordering people around and do some work yourself. Otherwise, I'll have to mention this in my training report.
Huh? Mayama, are you threatening the president's son?
I often had to caution Hakamada when he tried to use his position to boss people around, but he had another side too. Hakamada, is something wrong?
Look at that guy. He's ordered another round of chicken tsukune, twice already.
Oh yeah, that's one of our popular items. I'm glad he's enjoying it.
That was something my dad created in his younger days, perfecting the seasoning and everything. It's his masterpiece.
His attitude might be bad, but he really does love the company. After the training ended, we were both assigned to the sales department at the head office. Hakamada started making waves, quickly acquiring new clients with his excellent sales skills. Meanwhile, I focused on maintaining relationships with existing clients, sometimes pushing myself too hard. I'm back! Ow, my back!
What are you doing?
Oh, well, the store manager at our client's supermarket was suddenly sick, so I helped with unloading, and now my back hurts, haha.
You're an idiot. Don't waste your time on useless things. Just focus on hitting as many clients as possible and making sales.
We've had our clashes, and now it's hard to fix things between us. As I think back, I walk into the employee cafeteria. Usually, I grab a quick bite during outside sales calls, but today I have some time. We're a food company, so our cafeteria's food is pretty popular. I like to come here when I have the chance. It's crowded as usual. Let's see, is there any open seat? Oh, Yoshimura-san, alright! Just between us, I've started to notice Yoshimura-san. Her cuteness and hardworking nature have caught my attention. Yoshimura-san, mind if I sit here? Wait, Yoshimura-san?
Oh, Marshama-san, good to see you.
Haha, you sure eat a lot. I'm surprised. Haha.
Well, I love eating, and everything here is so delicious I couldn't help it. How embarrassing.
She's so cute. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. I love eating too. I was raised by a single mother. When I was little, I don't have many memories of going out to play. That's because my mother was always working hard to raise me as a single parent. But she always made sure I had good meals, cooking delicious food for me whenever she could.
Eating is the source of everything, Satoshi. Eat up.
Even now, after she's passed away, I can't forget those words or the taste of her cooking. It's where I come from.
You had a wonderful mother. A mother's home cooking. That sounds wonderful.
Thanks. So, you see, I love eating, which is why I joined this company. So, you don't have to be embarrassed. Let's eat well and work hard.
Yes, thank you so much.
Seeing her gentle smile, my heart skips a beat. I want to know more about Yoshimura-san. Yoshimura-san, if you'd like, how about grabbing dinner after work?
I'd love to.
Too bad.
Just as I thought I might get a good answer, Hakamada butts in. He must have been eating nearby without me noticing.
You're on overtime duty today, haha. I need you to finish up the paperwork for my big client. Oh, and the department had already approved it.
What? I didn't hear anything about that. Seriously, what's his problem? In the end, my plans to ask Yoshimura-san out for dinner were postponed.
Humph, mother's cooking, huh? What a joke.
Of course, I had no idea Hakamada was muttering such things later on. And from that day on, I found myself stuck with Hakamada's work every day, leading to endless overtime. Ugh, finally seeing the end of this. Hakamada always getting in the way of my love life. I was getting along so well with Yoshimura-san back then. Wait, Yoshimura-san? What are you doing there? She definitely heard that just now, didn't she? Oh man, this is the worst.
This is for you.
Oh, you bought me coffee? Thanks. Wait, are you working overtime too?
Yes, I'm organizing these documents.
Are you taking those to the storage room? That's heavy. I'll help you.
It's okay. I don't want to interrupt your work.
No, it's fine. Here.
Thank you very much.
Our storage room has large shelves, and some are too high to reach easily. People with shorter heights need to use a step stool, so I decided to handle the organizing for the petite Yoshimura-san. Alright, I think that's the last one.
There's one more. My Yama-san, here. Oh!
Thanks.
No worries.
Since that day, we've grown much closer, and Yoshimura-san started helping me with my overtime.
My Yama-san, something good happened recently? Even with all the overtime, you seem to be in a good mood.
Really? Maybe she likes me too. Just thinking about it makes me smile. So honestly, I can't thank Hakamada enough. Thanks to her, my work motivation is higher, and then...
Congratulations, Mayama-kun. We've decided to develop your proposal for the new product series, Mother's Home Cooking.
A few days later, my proposal was selected in the company's new product competition. It's a series that recreates the unforgettable taste of a mother's cooking. In this company, we work across departments as one team to develop new products.
We'd like you to lead this project. We're counting on you.
Thank you, I'll do my best. My colleagues were as happy as if it were their own success. But of course, there was one exception.
Jeez, what a shabby proposal to get through. Mayama, don't get too cocky now.
Of course not, I'll keep working hard and stay humble. Oh, by the way, since I'm leading this project, could you take back the task you were handling for me?
You're getting full of yourself. Well, whatever, do your best. Not that anything great will come of it.
From that point on, I worked closely with the product development department, pouring everything into creating prototypes for the new product. After 3 months of trial and error to get the flavor just right, finally, Hakamada Foods' new product, the Mother's Home Cooking series, was complete. And then, the day of the tasting.
Mmm, delicious. This will definitely beat the competition.
This potato stew, it's so fluffy. Even though it's in a retort pouch, it's delicious.
The secret recipe really makes the flavors soak into the potatoes. It's amazing. Well done, Mayama-kun.
Thank you very much. A few days later, I was about to leave the office when I bumped into Yoshimura-san, so we decided to walk home together. Sorry for making you stay late again. You must be tired.
Not at all. I'm glad I could be part of the process that brings a product to market. It feels very rewarding.
I see. Yoshimura-san, you're really suited for this job. I can guarantee that.
Thank you. You've taught me something important again, Mayama-san.
Huh? Again? Yoshimura-san spoke nostalgically as she told me about that time.
You're so cute, Chiharu-chan. Hey, let's go somewhere, just the two of us after this.
No, I just need to use the restroom. Hey, who do you think you are, acting all shy like that? You're such a little tease. I'm sorry. I didn't mean... You know what? Just leave some money and go home. We only brought you here as the backup girl, and now you're just in the way.
At that time, I was working at the izakaya during my training period. Apparently, I approached her when she was standing alone. Is something wrong?
No, No, I'm fine. Really.
Just a moment. I think I have something. Here, when you're feeling down, there's nothing better than something sweet. Would you like one?
Huh? But are you sure?
It's fine. It's just my snack for when I'm on break. Oh, but let's keep this between us. It's a new product from our company. It's really tasty. I hope it cheers you up.
Thank you. I'll have it.
I was stunned for a moment listening to Yoshimura-san's story. I can't believe we had crossed paths before.
Thank you for that time.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I don't remember.
After that, I came to the izakaya a few more times, but then suddenly you weren't there anymore. When I asked one of the other employees, they said your training had ended. That's when I found out you worked for Hakamada Foods.
Oh, you should have said something.
I didn't have the courage. Mayama-san, you always seem to be shining, focused on your goals. That day too, I was just going with the flow, filling in for a group date, and even at work, I had no goals, just drifting along. But to me, Mayama-san was dazzling. So I joined this company and finally found something I want to do.
That must be why she decided to change jobs. As she smiled, Yoshimura-san herself was sparkling with light. 1 month after the Mother's Home Cooking series launched. Tonight, we had a company banquet at a hotel to celebrate the product's huge success.
Mayama-kun, the Mother's Home Cooking series is doing great. I hear you've also secured a deal with the department stores.
Thank you. It's all thanks to the team's hard work.
To think you've achieved your dream of recreating your late mother's cooking, something you've talked about since you joined.
Yes, I'm really happy. I'm sure my late mother would be too.
Humph, what a joke. Mother's cooking. Anyone can make that by adding some soy sauce and sugar to dashi stock.
Hakamada, unhappy with my product, disrupts the celebratory atmosphere with a sneer.
Junya, I wronged you. I couldn't even give you the chance to have a meal together as a family.
I don't care about that. None of it matters.
Raising his voice at the president, who should be the father he respects, Hakamada storms out of the banquet hall.
I'm sorry, Mayama-kun. My wife, Junya's mother, supported me as the vice president of the company. She worked so hard that she couldn't even make time to cook meals for her son. She eventually fell ill and passed away. It was when Junya was still in elementary school. That's why he doesn't know what mother's cooking is.
So that's why. No wonder he's been so harsh on me all this time.
This job isn't just about selling. It's about communication and trust with people. Without that, you can't do good work. Mayama-kun, only you can do this. Please, help my son.
But how can I help? Now that I understand the truth, I can see why Hakamada was always so tough on me. As I ponder this, I spot Hakamada sitting on a bench outside the hall. Hakamada.
What do you want? Did you come to lecture me too? Or maybe to laugh at me?
No, Seeing my hesitation, Hakamada stands up and suggests we take a walk. I follow him as he starts moving. The president asked me to support him. But how do I convey that? My thoughts are all jumbled. As we walk in silence, Hakamada suddenly stops and turns around.
I said some harsh things earlier, but I'm glad the new product development went well.
Huh? Oh, thanks. I'm taken aback by Hakamada's sudden change in attitude. What's going on?
I hear the department store deal is going well too. I have to admit, you won this time.
I'm happy to hear that, but it was probably just luck. I need to work harder to catch up to you.
How about we grab a meal sometime?
Huh? Sure, there's a lot I want to talk to you about too.
Alright, I'll let you know.
2 weeks later, Hakamada contacted me about having dinner at a fancy restaurant. He booked such a nice place. Hakamada must be serious about this. I hope this can be the start of mending our relationship and going back to how things were. Thinking this, I waited for 20 minutes when suddenly a stranger appeared before me.
Are you Satoshi Mayama from Hakamada Foods?
Yes, that's me. And you are? The person who showed up instead of Hakamada was a salesperson from our rival company, Fushoji Foods. He told me he'd been contacted by someone claiming to be me, asking to meet at this location.
You called to offer to sell us the secret recipe for your new product, Mother's Home Cooking.
There's no way I made such a call. Who would do such a thing? Hakamada, it has to be him. At that moment, I realized everything. I was so caught up in the excitement that I didn't see through his scheme.
Good day, Mayama. Isn't it a lovely day?
Hakamada, what was that about last night?
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. While you're at it, why don't you explain these photos, you traitor?
What? Last night? How did these photos...
What are these photos?
Hakamada slammed a few photos on the desk. They were pictures of me meeting the Fushoji Foods employee at the restaurant last night and leaving the place.
Come clean. Did you sell our secret recipe to a rival company for money?
Of course not. Why would I? How?
Then why were you meeting with that guy? I bet you were blinded by money, you lowlife.
What is all this commotion about?
President, Mayama has been a disgraceful employee. Look at these photos.
Please, wait. I swear I haven't done anything to harm the company.
Hey everyone, this is who Mayama really is. You've all been fooled.
That's enough, Junya!
The president's stern voice echoes through the floor. He then looks at Hakamada and speaks calmly.
Look around you. No one believes what you're saying. Do you understand what that means?
What are you talking about? He's really...
Everyone here trusts Mayama-kun. They've seen his daily efforts and honest work. They know he's not the kind of person who would do something like that. And they're more suspicious of you for having these photos in the first place. Don't you realize that?
That's...
Hakamada-san, isn't that photo taken at Yoshimura?
Yeah, he was trying to make a shady deal at a fancy restaurant.
No, that's not it. That restaurant. My mother is the head chef there. When I saw the photo, I contacted her immediately. I asked her about last night's customers.
What?
Just then, a beautiful woman in her 50s wearing a kimono entered the office.
Excuse me. My daughter is always in your care. I'm Chiharu Yoshimura's mother. Mom! You didn't have to come. A phone call would have sufficed. But it's your important person's crisis, isn't it? So I rushed here in a taxi. Mom! Shh!
Thank you. Yoshimura-san has been a great help to us. What brings you here today?
I received a call from my daughter saying that a customer of our restaurant is being falsely accused. It's been a while, Hakamada-sama. How did the important business deal go?
Well, you see?
According to the head chef, Hakamada came to our restaurant a few days earlier for a preliminary visit. He specifically requested a room that would be easy to photograph from outside, under Mayama's name. On the day in question, the waitstaff also saw everything, so we have their testimony as well.
There's no way out of this. To think you'd stoop so low. How disgraceful.
Dad!
Junya, you'll be reassigned to one of our subsidiaries. You'll start over from scratch, out in the countryside. Mayama-kun, I'm sorry you had to go through that. He was too focused on big orders and numbers, losing sight of what's truly important.
No, I fail to understand him too. Maybe that's why I ended up saying things that hurt him.
Mayama, why don't you hate me?
Hearing my words, Hakamada squeezes out these words. I can't help but look puzzled. You and I have lived different lives. Of course, there are things we can't agree on. But I know this. You truly love this company and the work your father has done. That's reason enough for me not to hate you. The president, who had been listening to my words, quietly turns his back on us.
Dad,
My decision is final, Junya. You'll start over from the beginning. Both you and I will.
The president, saying thank you softly to no one in particular, then leaves to see off Yoshimura-san's mother. Shortly after, Hakamada was transferred to a subsidiary in the countryside. Just as you're unfamiliar with mother's cooking, I'm not familiar with the high-end ingredients you're used to. But when you come back, let's work together this time. I'll be waiting.
You really are. I'm sorry for everything.
I'm sure he'll return someday. Until then, I'll keep growing as well. As an aside, it turns out that shady deals were common at Fushoji Foods. But eventually, it all came to light, and the company went bankrupt, a fitting end. Even after Hakamada left, our daily routine continued. I saw her reaching for something in the storage room, so I grabbed it for her.
Thank you.
Come to think of it, this happened before too. As I fondly remember those overtime days, I glance around to make sure no one else is around.
But Satoshi-san, we're at work.
That's right, after that, I confessed to her, and now we're officially dating. We're currently in a secret office romance. Sorry, I couldn't help it since no one was around. It was just a peck on the cheek, so forgive me?
Come on.
When people lack confidence, they often notice what they don't have. They worry, doubt themselves, and sometimes even feel jealousy. But even if you can't see it, everyone has their own strengths. So even if you worry, doubt, or feel jealous, don't let negative emotions win. Instead of letting them consume you, try to turn them into positive energy. Life will be more enjoyable, and things will likely go better. Anyway, I joined this company to pursue my dream, and Yoshimura found what she wanted to do here. And until the day we get married, and until the day the reformed Hakamada returns to the head office, I'll keep moving forward.